Hello students, good morning. How are you all? Hope all are doing fine. Last week we have started dilute solutions and colligative property students, and I'm so happy that you have enjoyed the class really well, and just recollecting all those what we have learned last week students. So I started with what a solution is, later what a dilute solution is. Next, even I told you what a colligative property is, and also we have seen that there are 4 colligative properties. So once again students, giving the definitions of a solution. What is a solution students? Do you remember? It is the homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. And what is a dilute solution students? Dilute solution means in which the solute is present in very little quantities. Okay, so the solutions in which solute is present in smaller quantities is called as a dilute solution. And also, what is a colligative property students? Colligative property is nothing but the property of a dilute solution which depends on number of solute particles but not on the nature of the solute is called as colligative property. And also students, we have seen that there are 4 colligative properties. Recollecting the 4 properties, first one is lowering of vapor pressure, second one elevation in boiling point, third one is depression in freezing point, and fourth one is osmotic pressure. Okay, and also we started the first colligative property students, that is lowering of vapor pressure. So in this colligative property we have seen first what vapor pressure is. What is vapor pressure students? Do you remember? Yes, at a particular temperature, the pressure exerted by vapor when it is in equilibrium with its liquid is called as vapor pressure. Okay students, I hope that you have written all these definitions. Okay, and also we have learned that vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. Next we have learned lowering of vapor pressure. What is lowering of vapor pressure students? At a particular temperature, the difference between vapor pressure of a pure solvent and vapor pressure of a dilute solution containing non-volatile solute is called as lowering of vapor pressure. And do you remember, we denoted vapor pressure of a pure solvent as P0 and vapor pressure of dilute solution as PS. Okay, and my question is, which one is greater, vapor pressure of solvent or vapor pressure of dilute solution? Which one is greater students? Yes, exactly. Vapor pressure of pure solvent is much greater than vapor pressure of dilute solution. And also I have given you the reason why P0 is much greater than PS. Why is it greater than PS students? Do you remember? Yes, I have shown you 2 beakers, one beaker consisting of a pure solvent and the other beaker consisting of a dilute solution. Okay, so in the case of a pure solvent, when it is heated, many solvent particles, they reach the surface. Reaching the surface is nothing but they are being converted into vapor. Once they are converted into vapor, they exert pressure, and so we say vapor pressure of a pure solvent is much higher. Coming to dilute solution, it is a non-volatile solute which is present in dilute solution. That means it is not volatile. So vapor pressure of a dilute solution, that means here solute is not responsible students. Okay, only the solvent present in dilute solution is responsible for the vapor pressure. So here when a dilute solution is being heated, what happens students? The solute particles, they restrict the solvent particles from reaching the surface. So only what happens, few solvent particles, they reach the surface. That means only that means the pressure exerted by few solvent particles will be less. Okay, hence P naught will be always greater than Ps. Okay students, now this lowering of vapor pressure can be explained by Raoult's law. Okay, so kindly continue students there. Put the side heading Raoult's law. Spelling capital R A O U L T apostrophe S, Raoult's law. Okay, so let us see what Raoult's law is stating. Before that, let us consider or let us assume a non-volatile solute. Dissolved in a solvent. Okay, let us consider a non-volatile solute dissolved in a solvent. Okay students, write down that sentence. Now, suppose let the mole fraction of solute be XB. Okay, next, mole fraction of solvent be XA. We will see later what mole fraction is, but I hope you all know what mole fraction is, students. Okay, excuse me. Let the mole fraction of solute be XB and let the mole fraction of solvent be XA. Okay, next below write down, let, what is VP? Vapor pressure of solvent be P naught. Next, vapor pressure of dilute solution be PS. Write down all these points, students. To begin with, let us consider a non-volatile solute dissolved in a solvent. Written? Now, let the mole fraction of solute be XB, students. This is small x, this is capital B. Written? Next, let the mole fraction of solvent be XA. Okay. Next, below write down, let vapor pressure of solvent be P naught and let vapor pressure of dilute solution be PS. Okay. Now, what is this Raoult's law stating? Below write down, here write down, students, according to Raoult's law, PS is equal to P naught into XA. Okay. So, Raoult's law states that, what is PS, students? What is PS? PS is nothing but vapor pressure of dilute solution. Okay. So, this is equal to vapor pressure of solvent multiplied by mole fraction of solvent. What did we learn? We have learned that PS is less than P naught. Okay. Here I am writing, students, or P naught is much greater than PS. Okay. Then how come Raoult's law states that PS is equal to P naught multiplied by something? Okay. So the reason here is, students, you all know this one, that XA plus XB is equal to 1. Okay. So mole fraction of solvent plus mole fraction of solute is equal to 1. That means the value of XA or the value of XB will be obviously less than 1, right? For example, if this is 0.5, if this is P naught is 1. So 1 into 0.5, how much, students? It is equal to 0.5. So the value of PS will be 0.5. That means it is less than 1 now. Okay. So therefore, Raoult's law states that vapor pressure of dilute solution is equal to vapor pressure of solvent multiplied by XA, that is mole fraction of solvent. Okay, so if you don't know, please write down in the column XA plus XB is equal to 1. That means if you take XA or XB, it will be obviously less than the value of 1. Okay students, right? So therefore, PS is equal to P naught into XA. Okay. So this is according to what students? According to Raoult's law. Written. So all these points written students. Again, once again, let us consider a non-volatile solute dissolved in a solvent. Let the mole fraction of solute be XB. Let the mole fraction of solvent be XA. Okay. Next, let the vapor pressure of solvent be P naught. Let the vapor pressure of dilute solution be PS. Okay. Now, according to Raoult's law, PS is equal to how much students? P naught into XA. So, in the brackets you can write down P naught is much greater than PS and also XA plus XB is equal to 1. Okay. Okay students. So, we are writing again PS is equal to P naught into XA. Okay. So, I told you XA plus XB is equal to 1. Okay. Now, so have you written students? PS is equal to P naught into XA. I am writing again here students. XA plus XB is equal to 1 and P naught is greater than PS. Write down this one students. Have you written? Next, write down. But we know that lowering of vapor pressure. So, how do we denote students lowering of vapor pressure? By delta P, right? So, we all know that delta P is equal to P naught minus PS. Okay, this we have learned in the previous class. Okay, so lowering of vapor pressure, delta P is equal to P naught minus PS. But according to Raoult's law, PS is equal to how much? P naught into XA. Okay, so here I am substituting the value of PS in this expression students. Okay, so till here clear na? Okay. Next, what did I take? Lowering of vapor pressure. Delta P is equal to vapor pressure of solvent minus vapor pressure of dilute solution students. This we have learned in the previous class. So now, but PS value is how much? P naught into XA. So I am writing here P naught minus P naught into XA. Okay, have you written? Is equal to, see, P naught minus PS value from Raoult's law, P naught into XA. So, what is common students in both these terms? P naught. Okay. So, what can I do? I can take P naught common out. Okay. So, what can I write in the brackets? P naught into, so 1 minus, okay. So, here P naught into XA. P naught we have taken common out. So, what remains? XA. Okay. P naught into 1 minus XA. So, delta P is equal to P naught into 1 minus XA. Can anybody tell me the value of 1 minus XA students? Write down in the comment section. What would be the value of 1 minus XA? Can anyone? See here, I have shown you now XA plus XB is equal to 1. So, what would be XA value students? 1 minus XB. What would be XB value? 1 minus XA. Okay. So, what can I write here? 1 minus XA means I can write XB. Okay. So, it is equal to P naught into, P naught into P naught into XB, students. Why? Since XB is equal to 1 minus XA. Clear, students? Shall I repeat once again? Lowering of vapor pressure, that is delta P is equal to P naught minus PS, students. It is equal to P naught minus P naught into XA. This is from Raoult's law statement. Okay. Next, therefore delta P is equal to, so from these two terms I can take P naught common out. So what remains? 1 minus XA. Okay. So therefore delta P is equal to P naught into 1 minus XA can be written as XB. Why? Because XB is equal to 1 minus XA. Clear? Next step I am writing here. So look here, students, at the end also I am writing delta P is equal to. Suppose if I bring this P naught to left side, where will it go? Suppose if I bring this P naught to left side, where will it go, students? To the denominator. So write down the next step. Delta P by P naught is equal to, what remains right hand side? XB. Clear? This P naught if I bring to the left side, it goes to denominator. Hence delta P by P naught is equal to XB. Clear, students? Right. But what is delta P? Lowering of vapor pressure. So delta P is equal to, we all know that it is equal to P naught minus PS. So denominator what is there? P naught. It is equal to XB. Okay. So you can write here, since delta P is equal to P naught minus PS. Clear, students? So below write down this P naught minus PS by P naught. This quantity is called as, students, relative lowering of vapor pressure. What is it? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. So this quantity, students, what is this quantity? P naught minus PS by P naught is called as relative lowering of vapor pressure. And this quantity is equal to what? XB. What is XB, students? Do you remember? XB is nothing but mole fraction of solute. Write down. So which is equal to mole fraction of solute, that is XB. Clear? Till here clear, students? Now, so but what is XB, students? How to get mole fraction of solute? Okay, in the beginning I tell you what mole fraction is, but you must be knowing because you have learned this in your intermediate level. So, mole fraction of solute, how do we get? See, this is the formula for mole fraction of solute. What is NB and what is Na? XB is equal to, write down this one, students, next step. XB is equal to NB by Na plus NB. What is NB and what is Na? NB is number of moles of solute by number of moles of solvent plus number of moles of solute. So, when we do this one, we will get the mole fraction of solute. Okay. Similarly, XA will be equal to Na by Na plus NB. Okay. Got it? So, XB will be equal to NB by Na plus NB. But what is this XB equal to, students? This is equal to relative lowering of vapor pressure. So, I am writing here P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to NB by Na plus NB. Okay, students, P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to NB by Na plus NB. Okay, so a question for you now. So who will write the answer quickly in the comment box? So what is the subject or what is the chapter that we are studying now? What is the chapter that we are studying or learning about now? Quick answer in the comment section. Yes, it is about dilute solutions. Now tell me what a dilute solution is. Dilute solution means in which the solute is present in smaller quantities. Okay. Now the question comes here. In the denominator, what is there, students? Na plus Nb. Na means number of moles of solvent. Nb means number of moles of solute. Okay. So as we are dealing with the dilute solutions, number of moles of solute will be very less. Okay. So now you might be knowing this concept. So in the denominator, when there is a comparison Na and Nb, now Nb is much smaller than Na. Okay. Write down here, students, in the column, in a dilute solution, number of moles of solute will be much less. Okay. This is solute, students. Okay. Will be less, and hence Nb is much less than Na, or this way also you can write Na is much greater than Nb. Okay, students. So in the denominator, as this is very less when compared to Na, we can neglect Nb. Clear, students? Why? Because this is very much less when compared to Na. This Nb in the denominator, not in the numerator, students. In the denominator can be neglected. So here you also write this one. Therefore, Nb in the denominator can be neglected. Can you see, students, here? Therefore, Nb in the denominator can be neglected. So this becomes now P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to Nb by Na. Okay. So this is equal to Nb by Na. Now tell me, how do we calculate or how do we get number of moles? So N is equal to, how do we calculate number of moles? Comment in the comment section. How do we get number of moles, students? N is equal to, written? Very good. So number of moles we get by dividing weight by molecular weight. Okay. So N is equal to, write down its formula, students. W by M, where W is weight and M is molecular weight. Okay, clear, students, till here? Fine. So again, students, XB is number of moles of solute by number of moles of solvent plus number of moles of solute. Therefore, P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to Nb by Na plus Nb. What is this quantity called as, students? This is called as relative lowering of vapor pressure. But P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to Nb by Na. Why? Because this is about dilute solutions. In a dilute solution, number of moles of solute will be less. Why? Because solute is present in much lesser quantities. Okay. Therefore, in the denominator, this Nb is being neglected. Okay. So, therefore, P0 minus Ps by P0 is equal to Nb by Na. But number of moles we get by dividing weight by molecular weight. Okay. So, next comes Na will be equal to, or else, students, before that write down, if small m is weight of the solute, small m is molecular weight of the solute. Next, capital W, weight of the solvent. Next, capital M, molecular weight of the solvent. Okay, write down this data, students. Small w, weight of the solute. Small m, molecular weight of the solute. Capital W, weight of the solvent. Capital M, molecular weight of the solvent. Okay, so now we have seen number of moles is equal to weight by molecular weight. Okay, therefore students, here write down NB will be equal to WB by MB and Na will be equal to WA by MA. Okay students, so therefore using these values we can write P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to, so WB by MB into, or by Na means what students? MA by WA. Okay, so write down this students. P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to WB by MB into MA by WA. Write down all this in your notebook, students. Written? Now, so in general we can write P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to, students, what is this? Weight of the solute. So weight of the solute generally we can take small w by molecular weight of solute. In general we can take small m into, what is MA, students? Molecular weight of the solvent. In general we can take capital M. Next, WA is weight of the solvent. So in general we can take capital W. Okay. So this is the final expression of relative lowering of vapor pressure, students. Okay. So P0 minus PS by P0 is equal to small w, which is weight of the solute, by small m, which is molecular weight of the solute. Next, into capital M, molecular weight of the solvent, by capital W, weight of the solvent. So this is the expression for relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. So this is what we derived from Raoult's law, students. Clear? So once again I will just revise all the steps how we could come to this expression, students. So today we started with lowering of vapor pressure can be explained by Raoult's law. So we have taken a non-volatile solute which is dissolved in a solvent, and we have assumed the mole fraction of solute as, I am writing here, students, once again just for your revision. So we have taken mole fraction of solute XB, mole fraction of solvent XA. Next, vapor pressure of solvent we have taken P0. Next, vapor pressure of dilute solution we have taken PS. Okay. So according to Raoult's law, PS is equal to how much, students? P0 into XA. Okay. So, but we know delta P is equal to P0 minus PS. So, it is equal to P0 minus P0 into XA. So, here we have taken P0 into 1 minus XA. It is equal to P0 into XB. Okay. So, a quick revision, students. If there is any doubt, please carefully listen. So now next we have done delta P by P naught is equal to XB. But we know delta P is P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to XB. What is P naught minus PS by P naught called as, students? It is called as relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, but we know that XB is equal to NB by NA plus NB. But so this what we did, we have made this equal to P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to NB by NA plus NB. So as we are studying about the dilute solutions, students, in the denominator NB can be neglected. Why? Because solute is present in smaller quantities. Okay. So therefore P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to NB by NA. Okay. But N can be calculated by dividing weight by molecular weight. Okay, so if small m is weight of the solute, capital W weight of solvent, small m molecular weight of solute, capital M molecular weight of solvent. Okay, so we can write P naught minus PS by P naught is equal to small w by small m into capital M by capital W. Okay. So by this time I think you also have learned how this expression we could derive from Raoult's law, students. Okay. So again, so this is relative lowering of vapor pressure, weight of solute, molecular weight of solute, molecular weight of solvent and weight of the solvent. So what is the main purpose of the colligative property, students? What is the main purpose? I told you in the last class, even in the middle of the night if you wake up, you should remember this point. What is it? So it is nothing but to determine molecular weight of a non-volatile solute, we use colligative property. So the first colligative property that we have learned is, students, lowering of vapor pressure. So from lowering of vapor pressure, how to calculate molecular weight? Write down the last statement, which is very, very important, students. Ready with a pen? Write down. Write down, students, if relative lowering of vapor pressure, if relative lowering of vapor pressure of a solution containing known amount of solute, carefully write down, students, if relative lowering of vapor pressure of a solution containing known amount of the solute of unknown molecular weight, that means we do not know the molecular weight of the solute, okay, of unknown molecular weight in known amount of the solvent, of known molecular weight is known, comma, then molecular weight of the solute, can be calculated. Full stop. Okay, students. Shall I repeat it once again? If the relative lowering of vapor pressure, of a solution containing, kindly check those who have written, containing known amount of the solute of unknown molecular weight Underline this one. Unknown molecular weight dissolved in known amount of the solvent of known molecular weight is known, comma, then molecular weight of the solute can be calculated. Then molecular weight of the solute can be calculated. Clear? Draw a line till here, students. So this is the answer for lowering of vapor pressure. When you are asked, explain or determine molecular weight of a non-volatile solute from lowering of vapor pressure, your question will be like this, students. Determine the molecular weight of a non-volatile solute from lowering of vapor pressure, or explain Raoult's law. Same answer you are supposed to write. So how will you write, students? Start with the definition of vapor pressure. Next, lowering of vapor pressure. Explain why P naught is greater than Ps. Then comes Raoult's law. Okay. So I have repeated many times so that I can make it clear and easy for you, students. Okay. Fine. I hope you followed. Okay, so now what you do, students, kindly post your attendance in the comment section like you did in the last week. So what did you do, student? What should you do, students? Write your name, roll number and also your group. Okay, that is section. Okay, students. So next week we will be learning, or in the next class we will be learning experimental determination of lowering of vapor pressure, students, by Ostwald's Walker's method. Still, those who have not noted down the topics of this chapter, kindly watch the video which I have uploaded quoting as the topics of dilute solutions and colligative properties. Please write down in your book, students, so that you can see whether we are doing all the topics or not. Okay, clear? So please write down all these points in the running notes, students. So don't waste your time. Don't move here and there. Okay, clear? So see you next week, students. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.